All right, welcome back to another episode, Pest Control Millionaire, episode 135. We're cruising right along. Today, got another stud in the industry on. Been following him for a minute. We have Kevin Reif. He's CEO of Reif Environmental. Been in the game for a long time, but take us back. And I always start the podcast this way because I just like to see how people operate, where they came from, their history is, background. You and I are junior, senior high school. Who is Kevin in high school? And thanks for being to the show, man. It's awesome.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much, Jonas. It's great to be here. Feel honored for sure. Gosh, Kevin in high school.
I love this question.
It is good. I thought about it a little bit, but Kevin in high school was just trying to figure out himself, as we all were around that time frame in our life. But yeah, I played baseball in high school.
You look like a baseball player.
I do.
Yeah, you're tall, lanky. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
What position you play?
I pitched and I
I
played
knew it.
third.
I knew it.
You did?
Yeah, I played third too.
Cool. Yeah, I love slinging the ball across the field. It's fun. I fished a lot and hung out with my friends, but I ran like this little painting company with my friend Blake, and we would paint mailboxes and lanterns in HOA developments.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, you should have seen this back in the day. I didn't even have well, I guess sophomore year I started driving, but before that, I was just, walking around or with a bike and just like painted people's mailboxes and lanterns. And it was really fun. I guess I started knocking doors really when I was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
It
So
was crazy.
were your parents entrepreneurs? Where
No,
did where did that come from?
I came from my grandfather on my mom's side. He's an entrepreneur in Georgia. And both my parents are in aviation. Like I thought I was going to be maybe like a pilot or go do something along those lines, but
Were they in the military?
nope. They work at like private, like my dad works on Gulfstream Airlines. My mom works at Home Depot corporate, at their hangar. Home Depot does have private jets. So they both work around private jets all the time. Yeah, super unique. And then, yeah, I ran that painting business for the most of college and it was really, really great. And
How did you
then,
start that? Or just an idea, someone's idea, your idea, friend's idea,
well,
Blake's idea?
the neighborhood, yeah, is kind of our idea of like we just kind of noticed that like this neighborhood had very specific paint. So like all the mailboxes were a certain color. And so we were like, hey, well, if the HOA is requiring people to keep up with them, why don't we just keep up with them for the homeowner? And we'd paint mailboxes, lanterns, and just go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one. We were making good money, in high school. It was great. But I think that sparked the idea of like, okay, you can work for yourself and make money. So I think that was really, really cool. It was just kind of like a nice little jump start. And then how I got into the industry was I grew up around friends that were LDS, and one of them invited me.
Of course they did.
Yes, and said, "Hey, can you come sell pest control?" My buddy Blake was like, "Hey, did pretty well last summer."
Was this year, so would this be the year after you graduate?
This was so I took that summer. Just the only summer of fun was the summer after I graduated high school. I got invited to go that summer, but I didn't. And then after my freshman year of high school, I mean, it was right after I had all my whole 97 4 packed, had like $450 to my name and drove to Chicago. Just just drove. And yeah, sold pest control, sold 6 my first day and was
Damn,
hooked.
really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
What were you in you're in Chicago?
Chicago. Uh-huh.
And where were you living before that?
Georgia. Yeah, that's where my wife and I are originally from. So,
And now you're in South Carolina, right?
yep, Charleston, South Carolina.
So you go to Chicago, you sell 6 your first day. Why? Because you didn't know any better?
Well, I got back at night, and we worked like a half day too. It was like probably from 2 until the evening. And I was like, wow, I guess I did. This is back with Altera. And when we were like entering stuff into our phones and paper
Yeah,
contracts
for real.
uh and so I get back and I'm like, oh cool, like I guess I did pretty good compared to some of the other guys that just started out and they're like, yeah, you did pretty good."
Yeah, it's really good.
And so off of the races from there, Chicago, Indianapolis, New Jersey, Denver, you know how it goes. Just it was awesome. It was really, really incredible experience. I got my degree in communication with a minor in leadership at Kennesaw State University in Georgia, but I tell people my MBA really was during the summer. I was learning so much about communication, leadership, just how to talk to people, how to negotiate. Learned a lot about pest control within that time frame, just in the summertime. So it was great. It was an incredible learning experience. Got to travel a lot with it as well. Got to see the nation, travel outside the country. It was an incredible time, incredible experience. I'd kind of recommend anyone to do a hard job, especially early on in their career.
I've said that a million times. I think that every single kid should have to go knock doors for a summer or two.
Absolutely, should be not a requirement, but for people that definitely want to see something different and see the nation as well, it's an incredible experience for them. And obviously, the pest control industry is incredible. But with that, you get to just meet so many different types of people, get rejected. You get to truly learn so much about yourself too, and handle that rejection and learn so much about how to just negotiate, but also take care of people ultimately, which is great.
Yeah, so the first day you sold six. Have you bageled since ever?
I've never bageled.
I have a guy that works for me too that's never bageled either.
I've never bageled. I mean, there was one evening I was scrapping for one at like 9:45 at night for sure.
It was like a $49 quarterly, but I still sold it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great to be able to say that, but at the end of the day, you just learn so much about yourself.
What makes you special on the doors? I know what you're gonna say, but what is the one key thing that you why you haven't bageled?
When I don't really do any door to door anymore. But whenever I was doing a lot of door to door, my biggest thing and something I took away from somebody else that told me this was you are there to help. Not there to get. And so even if it's somebody who is raking their yard, hey, do you have an extra rake? 5 minutes of helping someone to rake their yard really might get you a sale. Or like, hey, you need help doing this. You just helping, coming from the posture of helping rather than what you can get out of them. Because everyone that knocks on doors, anytime someone knocks on my door, you immediately throw up a smokescreen of, I know you're here to sell me something. And I know you've quote unquote said you've helped and sold my neighbors. But really, what are the posture of the heart of saying, hey, I am here to serve you is ultimately what they need to feel, not just hear, but also feel within your heart. And that's my biggest kind of takeaway from Summer of Sales, but also just my biggest piece of advice to anyone knocking on doors for their own company or for somebody else is like, hey, you've got to be there to help them, put them in a better situation um, than when you found them. So,
That's great, and obviously you worked hard too, though.
oh, 100%. I mean, if you're putting in the hours, my car partners hated working with me because they were like, Kevin's going to take a 15-minute lunch and then just get right back at, or just have lunch on the doors.
Are you sick of paying marketing agencies and not getting results? Well, we are hosting the #1 step-by-step class on how to attract and generate sales without paying a marketing agency or having a huge budget. Most lawn care and pest control owners get stuck at a ceiling because they're dealing with outdated systems or relying on guesswork waiting for the phones to ring. Our upcoming class this Thursday provides proven strategies to generate hundreds of leads without a huge budget. We'll show you how to build a predictable system to grow past $1 million. We show you how to automate your marketing. We'll also teach you how to delegate and build your team so you have more time. So click the link in the description below. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. This is the one thing that I wish I had learned a lot sooner. Now, let's get back to the show. First summer. How many counts do your first summer, and then how many years do you knock doors for?
It's hard to say about 4 to 5 years I knocked doors.
Man, it's a
First
minute.
summer, yeah, first summer I think I scratched 200, which was great. And then obviously it just expanded from there. And that was back in like 2015. And I think I had like 11, 12 weeks to sell. Um, but then, yeah, every summer was better after that. So,
Yeah, did you go out and recruit a team then?
Yeah, I recruited some guys from Georgia. Yeah, some guys just from back home, like, hey man, made some good money this past summer. Let's do it.
Yep, and you were working for Altera, you said, right? And then did you make a switch in there somewhere too?
To active. Yeah, I stay with them all the whole time. But yeah, I just learned so much about pest control, really passionate about it. I actually stopped selling pest control when we got married in 2019 and took a 2-year break or a few years of a break just from the industry to work in renewable energy with the solar industry here in
Yeah, how was
Charleston.
that? How was that?
Really incredible.
Really?
Um,
Cool.
yeah, like I had an incredible experience. I know people have different experiences throughout the nation, different markets, but here in here in South Carolina, we had a federal and state tax credit.
So those couple of years are really good.
Oh yeah. So they were really, really great. Um, and then something just hit me. I came home one day and was like, annotate, my wife, we've got to get back into pest control. We're doing
Really?
it. Yeah. It was just like I'd always kind of wanted to start my own pest control company. I had a heart for it, but I just something kind of just hit a wall eventually where I was like, yeah, nothing else matters. I'm doing this like for a long time. Um, and nothing against like the soul industry. It was purely just like my own heart of, hey, this is what I feel like I'm being called to do by God, and I need to do this, and I'm going to do it. And so took all my certifications, exams, the whole knot in South Carolina, and then started in November 2022.
Oh, good month to start pest control.
Great month to start pest control. I remember I had my flow zone, Webster pole, my granules and all the products and stuff that I needed. I was like, okay, I got this nice software. I got a brand, I got a website, it's all built out, and I see 0 accounts and field routes. And I'm like, let's just do it. And so I had some, some friends in town that were like, hey, when you go live, let us know. We'll switch over, or, we'll start pest control. And so that was great. But oh, yeah, I remember day one, it was just me knocking. I think I sold like the fifth house I knocked, which was awesome. And there's still a customer today.
That's so cool. I was just down in Green Bay 2 weeks ago recording some training videos, and they picked a yard to go to for fur, and showed up at the yard. I'm like, holy shit! I sold this house the first summer, and I sprayed this yard before. Like, it's so cool. And they're still a customer, 5 years later, which is cool.
Yeah, well, it's such a blessing because it's just like, I don't know, it's being able to show up and be like, oh, wow, thank you so much for your honest, support. And then I look at their field routes, I'm like, gosh, you are very underpriced, but you get,
For real.
yeah, I think everyone starts out and then just learns so much from other people in the industry, which, as you know, is an incredible giving industry that is just a plentiful of knowledge.
So why didn't you move back to Georgia? Or why did you stay in South Carolina? What was the reason behind that?
Everyone's moving here. Everyone. Um,
So the rising tide lifts all boats, right? Yeah, the market that you serve, yeah.
yeah, I meet somebody, um, all the time moving from California, New York, Connecticut, Ohio. I mean, they just wanna be in the South. I mean, Southern hospitality is a real thing.
That's cool. What's the weather like in the winter? Like during November, December, January, February, what's that like?
Light jacket, hoodie some days, nothing crazy. You're looking at, like, the 50s, sometimes in the 40s.
So when you started selling in November, did people still think, hey, it's winter and I don't have any bugs?
No, everyone here has pest control. They know, hey, we have quarterly service. Someone's going to come by. There's not as many people knocking on doors during November, so I caught people at a good time. It was great. It really was awesome. That's really how I got the company started, was just knocking on doors. And
And then from the sounds of it, did you kind of pivot away from it, from door to door?
Uh, yeah, I started posting on Instagram, posting on other social media platforms, just consistently, and didn't really have like that much of a game plan, to be honest, when it came to just posting on social media about it. But I just noticed that there'd be some days where, hey, I posted on social media and I got more accounts than I knocked on doors for. And my time is so valuable, and all of our times are so valuable as owners. And so if I was going to initials all day when I was getting started, if I could figure out a way to sell people while still servicing people, then I'd figure out a good recipe. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to grow an organic brand and try to blow it up here in the city and just take care of people super, super well and see what happens. And so pushing referrals, pushing Google reviews, pushing organic content really helped leverage to where we are today. And also, I just noticed my not only cost per acquisition when it comes to a monetary aspect for account, but also just time. The time that I can be spending knocking from an hour to 2 hours to just I can actually go service a home when we were first getting started was just exponential.
So is it because you didn't like the customer that came from door to door?
Not necessarily that. There's an incredible way to do door to door.
That's the question, I guess, is what I should be asking then. Yeah, is it you hear the bad rumors from door to door, people who are selling shitty accounts, just selling just to sell, make a bad name for yeah, bad reputation for your company.
Just to put in perspective, I mean, when I do go knock on doors, I'm looking to be the exact opposite from no offense to these companies or sales reps, but polo shorts, polo t-shirt. I'm showing up and I look like a technician. I'm a local owner. I'm a local guy and I'm here to help. It's not, hey, I just came from out of state and I'm here to just sell you. And so I think a lot of people here in town, we have 700,000 people that are residents here and growing. So it's kind of like they've all seen it, they've all heard it. And so how can I be completely different if I go knock on doors? But we have all the time we show up to people's houses and they're like, yeah, I mean, I've turned away like three, four guys. But then I saw their neighbor post about us on their Facebook group, and they're like, wow, that's a reputable company. And my neighbor is talking about them. And I don't have a sales rep just saying, hey, I serviced your neighbor. So it's coming from a different pitch, a different avenue. And that retention on those accounts is just going to hold so much longer. And you're developing a relationship with these people and just coming out from, like I said, that posture of truly helping them rather than just, "Hey, I'm here to just sell you and never see you again." So, just changing that perspective.
So when you're posting on social media, how organic stuff, how are you keeping it local so it doesn't get distributed to across the world? How do you keep it hyper focused in your area?
Hyper focused in the area. I would just say partnering with people, so I mean, even like a mom in a Facebook group that is specific to her neighborhood or specific to her area of the town, and just saying, "Hey, we'll compensate you for anybody who comes in with um, through this page," which is great. So I tell people all the time, listen, we're a small company in the grand scheme of things. I much rather pay our customers for telling their experience about our company rather than shifting all of our marketing dollars towards Facebook and Google. So people really do appreciate that a lot, but it also just helps it feel local, but also support locals, which a lot of people are huge on here in Charleston.
I love that. Do you give them a template of what to say when they post?
Yeah, give them an idea. A lot of times, what they write up is better than I would have. I just, hey, if you take a picture of me while you're servicing the house and post it, that'd be great. But yeah, sometimes we give them like an idea, but a lot of times they just do it on their own.
Yeah, and I think and maybe I'm wrong. This is from me from the outside perspective. I think the person who coined this really well was a company out in Arizona, which is Green Mango. They did, like killed it with this early on, like early on. This they hammered that home, and constantly they had their customers posting about them on social media. It was incredible. Like I couldn't believe when I first saw it. This was back in probably like 2019, 2018, still, and they're already doing that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm always trying to think of like what's the next wave, what's the next thing. We do a lot of just organic marketing as well, whether it's yard signs. We make these hats too, where we'll just, hey, if I run into a customer, they're new, and I think they wear hats, I'll give them a hat. And the amount of cool conversations that we see in town or here in town, like, oh, I saw somebody wearing your hat on the beach, or saw someone downtown in a coffee shop wearing one of your hats, or hey, I struck up a conversation with another customer, and I'm a customer as well, which is really cool. So we hear all kinds of cool stories like that, and so just as if someone can see our name or see our brand in 3 or 4 different locations, or even more, I know we'll be better off.
Yeah, what is your like top two, maybe three lead sources at this point? So you've been in business since what, 20, you say 21 or 22?
22, really 20. I mean, realistically, 23.
Because 22 was November, December.
Yeah, this November we'll celebrate an official 3 years. So I would probably say referrals. Biggest, kind of like the biggest is referrals right now, just organic referrals, and then Google organic. We do some LSA as well, which has been good for this market. It's a fairly competitive market, so it fluctuates. And then other social media platforms. So, Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. I'd probably switch those two. I'd probably say social media is over Google and LSA.
That's really cool. Um, what is your day at what's your day to day like at this point? I know you're a busy guy. Okay, I had to like, rope you in, like, hey, meet me at 11 o'clock on Tuesday.
Oh man, everything changes so much. I feel like
That's what I
right
love
now,
about this job, though.
it
When you
does.
grow in like the way you are, you have to do a little bit of everything. It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's really enjoyable. I really do love. I mean, I just got back from a new customer's house. They live on a piece of property, and
You might have lost an iPad.
yep, lost a laptop off of my truck somehow. Technician found it. That was crazy. Every day is different. I've just kind of, I feel like I've built up a bottle of patience as well. Like, oh, the things that were a big deal early on are not a big deal anymore. As you know, every company that grows and scales, it's the little things, and also you have to just be super intentional throughout the entire process with employees, but also customers and marketing, and just show your heart and passion for everything. My day to day right now is really focusing on socials, creating content, uh, and just marketing ourselves as much as possible. I check up on some admin stuff as well, but we just hired another technician that got me out of the field for the most part, which every PCO talks about. And so I've just been able to gather myself around some incredible other pest control owners and just say, hey, where's my time? Where can my time be used wisely, extremely wisely, so that I can serve not only our customers better, for them to have a better customer experience, but also our employees as well, so they can have an incredible experience and incredible culture to be a part of, and so that everyone, all tides rises.
How many technicians yet now? Then
3.
that's pretty awesome. So you've added three technicians in less than basically 2 years. Pretty
Yeah.
incredible. You're
Yeah. It's
moving fast, which is cool. Which and you're not doing door to door, so it's like still really fast growth.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a thing too, is I could easily, uh, I wouldn't say easily, but I very well could just be like, hey, I'm gonna get, 8 to 10 guys here next summer and take on some risk and make it happen and put on a couple thousand accounts or whatever. But I just think that, I really, really enjoy where God has us right now. And also the pace that we're going at is very, very comfortable for me. And so I can see future growth and write out that plan, but also I'm not extremely stressed. I really do care about, the time that not only myself that I'm spending with family, but also our technicians. It's a huge deal for me because I know by our personal, emotional, spiritual, and physical life really, really does matter so much outside of just doing pest control. And so, if we are enjoying our aspects of life, enjoying life here in Charleston, I'm not sure if you've ever been here, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
I haven't, but it sounds like I'm coming to visit soon.
You're more than welcome to. The beach is 10 minutes away from our house. You can fish in the back of our neighborhood. I mean, bike riding around. It's just a beautiful time. People vacation here pretty much throughout the entire year, but I really do care about enjoying and just enjoying life while growing a business because ultimately my identity is not found in this business. And so I think that has really, really helped out our company culture a ton. It's just so that we can go, even if it's, hey, before Friday's route, let's go surf together, you know, or let's go golf after work. Small things like that, or going out to lunch with the crew, I think really, really does play a huge factor in our company culture, what we stand for. And so, yeah, I think that's what I'm really, really enjoying right now. But also, I'm really excited to, hey, maybe one day we might have 8, 10 plus technicians, and we're still doing that. And it's still the heartbeat of the company. And customers can feel that too. So
Yeah, I agree. I love that. Where have you been finding your technicians? This is like the $1 million question that everyone asks me.
I've never used Indeed. I've found all 3 of our technicians through social media.
I actually wrote that down because I figured that's where it was coming. That's really cool. So you were posting just content like you're always doing, and then they reached out to you. You weren't even hiring at the time.
Hey, we're hiring, and we've not been flooded with applicants, but definitely people have been like, yo, I would love to work at Reif Environmental.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. I've never had to like go out and really stress about finding people, and I've been extremely, extremely picky about who we bring on. I think the first hire, just in our first technician, I was running a full route, about 16 to 18 stops per day, a lot of those being initials, by myself. And I had already had 9 lunch interviews before hiring him. Could have easily hired, all those guys were incredible. But when I sat down and met Tristan, our first employee, within 4 minutes of the conversation, I said, "Can you start Monday?" And he said, "Game on."
What was it? Was it just his attitude? What was it? What made him different?
One, I mean, he's essentially an ace at this point. I mean, he is like the guy when it comes to entomology and just knowledge on pests. And so that was an incredible aspect to learn about him. But the other one too, which our other 2 employees have really, really received this, but also they've just carried this as well, uh, is just their heart, you know, who they are as a person. They're a family man, they work hard, and just their heart for people, I think has really, really stood out to me immediately about all 3 guys that have come on board with us. So that's the
Really cool.
biggest thing. Yeah.
I love that. Let's switch gears a little bit over to social media. I know you do a lot of content. So your main focus these days is content. So how much content are you making? How often? How many videos do you make a day? Walk us through that.
Yeah, so the goal right now is to post 3 times a week. Right now we're probably posting twice a week, but whether it's a mix of, I'm a photographer myself. I think
Really? I didn't know that.
got a camera right here, right next to
That's
me.
cool. I have lots of cameras around here too. I need that person across from me.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've been taking photos for the last 10 years or so, primarily on film photography, like film photos. So you like the old 35 millimeter film and the old like 120 film.
When I was looking through your Facebook, I saw a lot of pictures like that.
Yeah, yeah, no, thank you so much. I've really had a passion for photography for the last decade or so, and I can never really afford like a really, really nice digital camera, or I just didn't want to go buy one because I was like, man, my film photos are awesome. Why would I need a nice digital camera? I have one now for work. It's easy, it's simplistic, but I think the biggest thing, honestly, is yeah, I love taking photos, and so if I can mesh one of my hobbies with work, it's just been awesome. I mean, the amount of times that either my technicians have been asked or I've been asked, "Who is your photographer?" And they're like, "Oh, no, it's Kevin. Like he does." They're like, "What?" So, yeah, it's just unique. I'm really thankful that I was just given that passion, but also gift of photography, and be able to use that in my vocation is really, really cool. And then obviously with social media, Instagram, having fun videos that keep fun, you know, light or work light and fun is just hysterical. Yeah, I think no one in Charleston expected a pest control company to pop up that's just having a blast and dancing in their front yard or making a funny reel, or we're asking customers, "Hey, can we make a video in your backyard?" I texted a customer this morning. I was like, "Hey, we're doing a company photo shoot. Can we use your house?" They're like, "Absolutely." Like, "Yeah, we'll do like a free inspection and free service of your house. But yeah, can we use your house?" And they're like, "Absolutely." So I think just being thinking creatively outside the box when it comes to beautiful custom homes that we get to service, but also just small, different homes that we get to service as well. Just a variety of different homes that we service, and just kind of like trying to show Charleston, hey, we service everyone. We're here for everyone, but also just making it fun. I don't, I'm really excited for the season I'm walking into right now, where I'm able to have so much more time to create content, post content, spread awareness about our brand, and just show different service offerings to people that we offer. And so, yeah, I'm excited for it. It's great, mixed between photos and videos.
So that was my next question. So, yeah, photography is cool, easy to do, right? Then you put a camera in your face, gets a little different. Um, with your like for your camera, what do you use for a camera? At least you bought a nice one. What'd you get?
It's a just a Fujifilm X100F. It essentially is just like a quick wireless mirrorless camera where I can connect it to my phone. So, for instance, I can be shadowing a technician or servicing a home myself, or riding around stops with a new with our new technician, and snap photos, edit them on my phone real briefly, real quick, and then upload them to social media with a matter of 5 minutes. And so people are able to see with a nice quality image of what we're doing in the field. And people want to see nice quality images, but also they're incredible when it comes to uploading them to our GMB profile. Google wants to see these images, but also a simple iPhone photo works as well. And so
That's where I was going with it because people think that they need the fancy
they
cameras.
they really don't. I mean, I tell people all the time, your iPhone, you probably have a fairly new iPhone because the battery doesn't last long, and you probably have a nice camera on it. You just need to download maybe an app or two and find your kind of like niche editing style. Maybe download a couple video editing apps as well, and you can use your phone for content. Upload it to Google. Next thing I'm going to start doing is uploading to YouTube Shorts, and then also just on Facebook, Instagram, you can tether those 2 together, so it's really, really not hard to do this. It just takes a little bit of time and effort. I've had other pest control owners reach out to me like, "Gosh, how do you do so much content?" I'm like, "Well, I just do it, and I really, really enjoy doing it. I really, really enjoy being out in the field creating content." And so, I think that's the coolest thing about it. I think you either have the passion for it and you can do it yourself, or somebody on your team might have passion for it and they can do it. But if none of those are aligning and you don't have anyone, find somebody who has a camera, partner with them saying, "Hey, can I have you on board? I'd love to have content or have you make content for our company." Even if it's just a friend with an iPhone that has a spare few hours out of their week, say, "Hey, can you go by and make some content?"
Or one of your kids or nephews,
Yeah,
nieces, whatever.
anyone. So
They're all tech savvy, these young kids, you know?
oh, they're the ones that are making all the they're keeping up with the trends and the content. I mean, we made a pretty funny video, gosh, this was like a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, where it is me and I'm next to my technician pouring a bottle of water on him, and it's just like, I feel like we have to make reels and act like teenagers to keep up with the times, something like that. It's just funny, goofy, it's lighthearted, but it's really not hard, it just takes a little bit of effort.
Yeah, I agree, and, that's the biggest one of the biggest pushbacks. "Well, I'm not good on camera." Well, you're not good at anything that you do at first. It just takes time. And with that, like, go back and look at our first videos, yours, mine, they're probably terrible. Like, I look back to, like, 2008 and, like, say like, terrible, but you just get better.
You just get better. Same thing with anything when it comes to either servicing a home as a technician or selling somebody pest control in the doors. Really, anything that involves the industry or anything new. I love to fly fish. I can guarantee the first time I went fly fishing, I wasn't throwing, the rod perfectly. Still not throwing it perfectly. But when it comes to just like I can catch fish, But when I first started, it was rough. So it's just a small analogy when it comes to just anything that you're starting with new. Baby steps, even if it's just with your phone for now. Use your phone, utilize it and put it on your calendar. Hey, from 9 to 10:30 on Tuesday mornings, I'm going to make content and do it this way. So,
Easy. It's really easy. It's funny enough because you said you were texting neighbors this morning using their house. I'm literally knocking on all my neighbors' doors to find one that's home to open the door for. Like, it's all I needed. It was just someone that I knocked on the door that opened the door. And it was funny enough, it was hard to find. And then also my neighbor, like house, like 5 houses down. Like I just knocked, he wasn't home, so I left. And also I got a message from his wife on Facebook because they had Ring cameras. Like, hey, I seen you at my house with a camera guy. Like a weird emoji face. Like, what are you up to? And then all of a sudden he comes cruising down the street. Like, thank God someone's here. It was just kind of funny. So I do the same thing. Like, ask my we're like we'll email our customers like ones leave 5-star reviews. Reach out to them, say, hey, can we come do um, a video in your house? We leave us a you leave us a 5-star review over a video, like testimonial. Like, your customers love this stuff. They'll have fun with it. So just
so
use it to your
much
advantage.
fun. Oh yeah, and there a lot of them are on social media too, but yeah, use it to your advantage. Enjoy your time with it. Uh, get your technicians involved. Anybody who's on your, office staff involved. Just have fun with it. I think a lot of people overthink it.
Yeah, you can tell which ones don't like being on camera at first, and then all of a sudden they start warming up to it. We have a couple of girls that they would be very good if they would just like be open to it, but they're just so shy, like nah, not quite ready yet. So I'll just like randomly show up with that camera, and then you can see their face like turn red. It's really funny, but we have fun with it too. We just ask some funny questions and just have fun with it, and they enjoy it too. You get to spend a little more time with them.
It also shows personality. Like is the day and age that we're in right now. Everyone can really
You got to be
find
different.
you gotta be different, you gotta be different, but also everyone's created differently as well. So when it comes to that, people can see that person's personality through a video. A lot of times, as much as I love static photos, they're incredible, they're sharp, but they can't really see too much of small things like a technician's accent or how they talk or uh, just how they handle themselves or funny, quirky things about them. And so a video is really, really great to capture that. And they can feel a personality and they feel like, hey, when we show up to the door, I feel like I know you. I feel like I've already met you, and the relationship and that friendship is already starting off on an upbeat rather than just like, hey, it's a cold start. You've never met me before, so it's like a warm lead.
Yeah, I love that. So we're transitioning out of that. There's a lot of great content right there in itself. A lot of valuable information to give to listeners. We're on 10 minutes left already, which is going by super fast. Um, what does the next 3 to 5 years look like for Kevin, for the company side, the business, and then personally?
Personal will start there. That's more important. So I think my wife's a first grade teacher. She loves teaching. She really, really does. I think when I feel like when we're feeling called to have a kid, and I feel like we're like, hey, we should have a child, and we both feel ready for that. I think we'll have a child, which is really, really exciting to think about, which is crazy.
Would she get summers off? I'm assuming, right?
Summer's off, and my
So does
and
she come help you with content while
she's
she's
at the
off?
she's at the beach, man.
Oh, dang.
She works enough as a teacher throughout the year. So good on her. And then I'm a little slower in the winter time. So we feel like we have flip-flop vacations. So traveling to the southern hemisphere during the winter times is what we look forward to. We love traveling the world. I feel like we've been all over. So that's been a really big blessing to be able to travel and spend a quality amount of time together that we've gotten over the last 6 years of being married.
Where are you guys going to next?
Good question. We just got back from South Africa not too long
Oh,
ago.
dang. How is that?
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, really, really hospitable. That's the best way to put it. A country that doesn't seem as hospitable I mean, we've been to Indonesia, Europe, and really all over South America. And yeah, we just felt very, very loved there, which is really cool and unique. I think my wife is mentioning Greece. We've never been to Greece, and so that'd be cool. I want to go to New Zealand.
We did too.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous from what I hear from friends. So yeah, we just really, really do care about spending a lot of time together, but also within our community and our church here in Charleston. So pouring into that as much as possible on the personal side, trying to eat healthy, trying to stay fit, all at the same time. And then so kind of doing that, focusing on that as much as possible whenever we're not working. Work side, um, man, I really do just want to provide an incredible place to work. A place where people are just ecstatic to be here. And so that's just my main mission over the next 3 to 5 years is just creating an incredible workplace for our guys and for um, future admin. I think I'd love to I have a dream of having an office space in downtown Charleston where real estate is crazy. I think that would be just an ambitious goal to have. That'd be really, really cool. I think, building up this market and just loving on our current community and our current customer base here is the main goal. And I think we've done that since day one really, really well. And it's treated us in return really, really well. And so I think rather than putting like a number on it, a revenue goal or account number on it, just taking care of people and seeing where it goes is, those goals are important. We do set them, but really just taking care of people and our employees to our best ability is my main goal over the next 3 to 5 years. I have a future goal of maybe opening up like a Beaufort branch, which is about an hour to hour and a half south of us. And so that would be really great, opening up a branch down there. I want to stay within South Carolina. So yeah, South Carolina has so much to offer. There's Columbia in the middle of the state, and then Greenville in the upstate. So there's room to grow for sure. But Charleston is our main focus in our home. So we're going to take care of it like it's our baby.
That's really awesome. And what services do you offer at this point?
We just do general pest control, mosquito. March through October is our mosquito season, and then rodent prevention. And we also do bee relocating as well.
Oh yeah, you were just talking about that this morning. Talk me through that. You said you have a beehive, right? You take care of too.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah, so essentially, and shout out to my friend Gene down at
That's the
Megavy.
second time that he's been mentioned the podcast in the last 2 weeks.
He's a legend.
What a
So
stud.
there's not many us pest control owners that really care for. I don't want to say care for the bees, more so of relocate them and spend the time. A lot of people just outsource it to a local beekeeper or find someone else to do it. So we saw the need. There's only one or two guys really doing it in town, and it's been awesome. And so a friend of mine helps me out with that, and we just tackle them together. And it's crazy, man. Just taking out people's walls, removing a beehive and bring them to a farm here locally in Charleston where they're helping pollinate local produce that's being sold at farmers markets. So really cool, really unique. It's probably what we do less than 5% of the time, but for the times that we do it, it's pretty awesome to be able to help somebody out in a situation where they need it.
So, like in like a year or two, I'm gonna get a jar of Reef environmental honey.
Oh, dude, you get it in less than that.
Really cool.
Yeah, we mainly, it's fun to show up at a customer's house whenever we do have honey and be like, hey, here's a jar of honey.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, do you already have like the labels made? Have you got that far with it already?
Man, we give it away so much. I don't really have right now. We don't have the plans or intentions to sell honey. It's not really where my focus is right now. With just focusing on so much on just helping people with general pest control and mosquitoes are kind of rough here. So focusing on those two service items right now during the wintertime, we kind of transition more into a phase of rodent prevention and doing some small exclusion work as well, but that's really just where we have found our like, hey, this is the road that we're on. That we're not leaving this and we have not left it. We're just staying on this road and we want to do this extremely, extremely well and have the best service offering with this for our homeowners.
That's
So,
cool.
mhm,
Mosquitoes? Are you using foggers? Are you using traps? Or do you use a little bit of both?
both. We rotate. Really, really incredible. We use mosquito constations and then we'll use like a larvicide inside there that really helps out, just reduce the amount of population on site. Um, yeah, it's really cool to kind of walk through homeowners, like how they work, how often mosquitoes are laying eggs, and it's incredible. We have a few properties that where they only have just the mosquito constations, and you've been able to see a huge reduction just on site there. But also just walking through customers, like, hey, clean up those gutters, you know, empty out the kiddie pool, and just clean up around your house too. clean up those leaves that have just been sitting there and getting rained on for forever. And so just walking them through and just spending extra time with them rather than just cranking up a fogger every single month, using it when we need to during certain months and during certain properties. But yeah, I think the mosquito industry is slowly evolving into like, hey, we need to take care of the source of the problem, take care of the source of the problem, reduce the population on site, and then take care of the adults where we need to. And so we found a really good balance with that. Mhm.
I love that. It's really cool. And I think, and I agree with you. I think the mosquito business itself is changing as a whole. I agree. And it needs to, honestly, not just spraying it and praying and hope it works and get called back 7 days later, you know?
Especially when I see, I mean, a couple weeks ago, I saw a guy on his route and I was like, dude, it's blowing 16-mile-an-hour winds right now. You do not want to be servicing your neighbor's house, and that's exactly what he was doing. So just being wise of when and how you're servicing a home, I think is really going a long way too. That's just a training thing.
Cool. Last question I have for you for the day, and we'll wrap this thing up because we're going on an hour. What's the, what's the, I have two questions. What's the worst day you've ever had since you started?
Worst day I've ever had. Hmm. Starting to think about. Uh, I would I would probably say early on. You know, early
Year
on.
one?
Yeah, year one, before I even had a technician, there was a couple of days there servicing homes from sun up to sundown, just wondering, God, what am I doing? I'm not able to spend quality amount of time with my wife. But then just trusting the process and then finding help. I think there was a day there where I was like, man, I'm feeling pretty broken down. Um, haven't had really a day worse than that. There was a couple of days there, but it's really has been a blessing. We've been super thankful just like on how everything's been received. I'd probably say day number 2, I was, I would say worst day number 2, one of our technicians got sideswiped by an 18-wheeler, and I was immediately thankful to know that he's okay. But then it's just like I've heard on a podcast before, you just learn that like, hey, things are going to happen in this industry. You've got to just trust and just go on and fix the problem and go on to the next one. And so, yeah, I'd probably say I was just thankful that he's okay. It's just it is just a truck. That is extremely replaceable.
Exactly. Like I said, in the last 2 months, we've had one start on fire alongside the highway. Another one got same thing, ran a stoplight, smacked the back of a semi. Like, thankfully, they're both okay, and that's all that matters, you know?
That's really the all that matters is the fact that everyone is healthy, strong, and able. And so like when we're praying together as a team, it's like we just want to just pray that like, hey, everyone's safe and strong for the upcoming week. And that we travel safely and that we're healthy. And so I think that really is all that matters is that everyone is healthy and strong and able. So yeah, I think there's been a way more, hundreds of more good days than bad days,
For sure.
thankfully.
I think Alex Hormozy says there's 1% or 4% of every month you have a bad day, so that's like 3 to 4 days a month, and a bad day could just be like someone busted a backpack spray, whatever, like, it's not even that bad. Like, I don't even let myself get mad at these things anymore. Like, I used to bother me so much, and now it's just like, I mean, it's happened so many times throughout my career that it just, like, doesn't even matter.
It doesn't the little things, you just need to brush them off and keep your eyes on the bigger picture, taking care of people, focusing on marketing and taking care of, yeah, just your organization and where you're aligned to go. So,
What Last question, and we'll wrap this up. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given, in business? Maybe a couple that you can think of.
man, that's a really good question. I would uh I would probably say, I mean, a few of us just read this. I'm a big reader. I love reading.
I always end the podcast with the top 2 books, so
Ooh, top 2 books. I mean, honestly, I would probably say, let me just look at my library real quick. Um, that's hard. I would say the biggest piece of advice I would have to give would take care of people way more than they ever expected you to take care of them and treat them like family. And so I think so often we're, especially in this industry, we're like, go, 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 next stop, next sale. Okay, bye. I think if you can do something that just absolutely wows somebody at their house, in a conversation, I think it will not only serve them and foster that relationship with them better, but also serve you selfishly in a way that's like, hey, you are just outpouring and giving to these people all the time. Um, there's so many books that I'm looking at right now. You got the classics, Good to Great. That is just Jim Collins is an incredible book. Um, Unreasonable Hospitality is a book that we read so
So
good.
good.
We implemented handwritten postcards to our business, and the response has been pretty awesome. Just hearing back, oh my gosh, I didn't expect this. I'm starting to think. I was talking to Travis over at Nice Pest Control. Shout out.
Travis Bottoms for all you listeners. Been on the show before. Travis is a
So I
stud.
was talking to him, and I was like, another book I just saw, The Next Generation Leader by Andy Stanley. Incredible book. Incredible book. Uh, so that one, or sorry, not that one. Back to back to T Bob's. So we were talking about how, like, man, when you feel like you start a pest control company, you're the bug guy and you're like the service guy. And you're like, oh yeah, I run a service company. Then you realize, oh wait, I run a marketing company. I need to brand ourselves. But then you also hit a point of like, no, I run a hospitality business. And we need to be the most hospitable people possible.
Yeah, I think I read that book for the first time, like, I don't know, it's 3 or maybe 4 years ago. I heard it, Patrick Bet-David talking about it. I follow Patrick really close. I have for years, and he mentioned it. It's by Will Guidara, and then, read it right away, and I was hooked, and I read everyone in the company read the book, and then the next 2 years at PBD's conference, he's actually a speaker there. It was really, really cool.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, those are all really good books.
I agree with you. Yeah, but you got me a new one, The Next Generation Leader, so I'll read that one next. Put it on my to-do list. Cool, man. Well, again, we're over top of the hour, so
Yeah. This is fun.
yeah, it was fun, and I look forward to meeting you in person a couple of months. It's going to be
Yeah.
a good time. There's a
I'm
bunch of us.
excited.
Yeah, we won't say what's happening, but there's going to be a lot of cool content coming out of this thing. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm excited to be down there.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be a good time. A lot of studs in that rooms. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you taking the time with us today, and hopefully you go get your laptop back, and it's all good to go.
Technician's got it in his hands, thankfully.
Love it. Cool, brother. Well, I appreciate you.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thank you so much, Jonas.
Yep. Bye bye.
See ya.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Pest Control Millionaire. We don't charge any money for the show, but the podcast isn't free. Please like and subscribe and give us a 5-star review in your favorite podcast app. This makes a huge difference for us. If you have any specific questions about your business or your personal life that you'd like answered by me or any of my podcast guests, please send an email to info@pestcontrolmillionaire.com. And if you want to get in touch with me about our marketing class, we do a live version every Thursday night. Check out our website at pestcontrolmillionaires.com. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one.